So you can get the length of a list or tuple by using len function. So length of y will print 10. So what happens if I print length of x? Length of x? Sorry, length of y is not 10. Length of y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Length of y will be 8. And what is length of x? Yes. Count the items and tell. What is the length of x?
Length of x?
X, yes. What is that? You have to count the number of items.
There is
Yes.
9.
Or 10.
Zeros, we are counting
No,
zeros.
no, no. You have, when counting, you have to count from 1. When accessing, you have to access
Then
from
10.
0. It's 10.
Then 10.
It's 10. So what happens if I print length of x? Sorry, if you print x, length of x. What is length of x? Length of x is 10. What will happen if you print x10? Yes. X10.
It will be 0. No. Text will come. TXT.
X10
No,
txt?
nothing won't come
Why?
because there's nothing called 10. Like there's
Yes.
still 0 to
This is
10.
error. Correct. This is error. Because you don't have 10th item. What will happen if you access something like this? Length of x minus 1.
Then 0 into 34.
0 into 34.
Length of x minus 1.
X minus
10
1.
minus 10
I'm
minus
asking
1.
x minus 1. That is the ninth item. Ninth item is this one.
So I was seeing the y, sir. That's right.
Oh,
Ninth item is
yeah.
this. Ninth
I
item
was
is
seeing y.
364. 364 will be converted to octal and give the answer. Okay, let's
So why
try.
is the O 0 and O? It
That is
you don't
octal.
consider that?
Octal. We have discussed these numbers, right? Octal. Okay, let's say this is our list, and let's apply various things and see. If I ask length of x, you can say it's 10. If I ask you to print x0, it will be the 0th item. If I ask you to print x3, the item will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 23. If I ask you to print x0 to 5, it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Less than 5, it will print. Right? Likewise, it will move through the list. But I can print this. So if I print x length of x, length of x. So as you said, it will be an error. It's out of range. But if you say length of x minus 1, that will be printed. That is this one. But this will be converted to octal. This is octal number. Octal will be converted to decimal and printed, right? Octal like a decimal printed. Understood? Here this one is binary. 0 B means binary. 0 X means hexadecimal. 0 O means octal. So if I print okay, x minus 2, you can see 85. 85 means the decimal value of this one. Decimal value of this one is 85. Right. Likewise, we can access the list items. Right? Whether it can be integer or decimal or anything, you can access the list item, and you can even access item range or sub list. 0 to I can say length of x. So 0 to 10, it will print all the items. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9 because 10 will not be printed. So here also it will print. So when you ask to print last item, it will not print. But here also, if you give 0 to 5, it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, not 5. So if you give 0 to length of x, it will print from 0 to the last item. Right? When you are giving the ranges දෙනකොට මම මේක already කතා කරා while loop එකේදී ranges දෙනකොට දෙවනි value එකට යන්නේ නැහැ. while එකේ වුණත් for එකේ වුණත් දැක්කනේ for එකේ වුණත් range එක දෙද්දි දෙවනි value එකට යන්නේ නැහැ. For I in range, if I say 1,5 and print I, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4 only. It will not go up to 5. Similar to that, when second value is length of x, it will go only up to 9, not to the 10. 9th means this item. Understood how these structures are working? Similar to strings. Again, similar to strings. I think you can remember how string was accessed. If you have string like this, name equal, let's say, so we did this last week, right? So if you ask to print name 0th item, you can see D will be printed, and if you ask name length of name, so it will give you an error because the last index will be accessed. But if you say name length of name -1 will be printed the last character, which is A. You can give the full range by giving name 0 to length of name. Then full name will be printed. Similar to list. String will also be accessed similar to this. So you have to practice this, right? I think you have to practice and understand this. How indexes are working and how to access items, you have to practice. Can you do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're going to do this now or later?
So at the moment, sir, I'm on my phone. So
Okay. So please do this later, right? Be honest, do this later.
okay, sir.
Okay. So remember that and do this later, and how these lists are defined and how these items are accessed likewise. And only difference between list and tuple is read only. List, you can change the item. Here, this is a list. You can change x0, you can say x0 and change this value to some like 100, you can change. Then if you print the list from 0 to the length, you can see the first item has become 100 because it is changed. It's editable. You can change any item. You can say fifth item, let's change this to dozen. So now if you print the list, you can print this multiple ways. Print the list, you can see this item has now changed to the sum. So this is about list. But remember that in a tuple, you can't do that magic. You can't change that. If it is a tuple, if let's say y is a tuple, and in y you have 3 items, 12, 34, and 10. Those are in y. You can still access similar to list. Y0, what is the Y0? What will be printed? Y0, what will be printed? Yes.
Y0, it will be 12.
Yeah, it will be 12. What happen if you print just Y? Print Y.
Just Y, everything will come, right?
All will come.
Yeah.
So if you give print Y 0 to length of Y. So 0 to length of Y. Then print y0 to length of y. Then
Print y0 length of y.
then what will come?
Then
Yes.
wait, 12, 34, 10, and then 0, then 12. Oh no, those only gonna come.
Still the same. So you say y0 to length of y. Right? It's similar to this one, no? x0 to length of x. It will print all the items. If you print y, still the same. Print x, still the same. Here print x will print all the items. Or you can say print x0 to length of x. But if you give something like this, print length of x without giving 0, if you print y length of y, then what will happen? Do this till you understand, right? තේරෙනකම්ම කරන්න. Yes, now you can answer and see. You try print
Yeah,
length.
same thing is gonna come.
Sorry,
Same thing is gonna come, right?
same thing's gonna come. So here I say name length of name. You got an error, index out of range. Then here I gave so another one. Okay. Here in the word I have given another one. Print x length of x. That will also give an error, index out of range. Name length of name. It will also give an error. So y length of y will also give an error because you don't have such item. Length of y is 3, no? Do you have third item? You have to understand. Come on, you have to understand, right? So don't do this blindly. You have to understand, right? What is length of y? If I print this, what will be the output? Yes. If I print length of y, what is the output? Length of y. What is the output?
Length of y.
Yes.
3.
String. Right. Then y, if you give print y length of y, you got an error. Why? What is the reason? Length of y is 3.
Because
Do
it's
you
out
have
of range.
item number 3 in y tuple?
No, we have 0, 1, 2.
0, 1, 2. So if you want to print the last item, one method is you can give y length of y minus 1. So that is the last item. That is 10. But you can't print y length of y. But in a range, you can print. Because in the range, you know the last item will not be accessed. Understood the difference between a range and a single index?
Yes, sir.
In a range, you can give as the last one, right? But you can't give the as starting index also, then it will fail. So I can't give like this. So y length of y to 0, right? Y length of y to 0, y minus 1, by minus 1, minus 1. Likewise, you can't give, right? Here, when you give this, you can say y length of y to 0, 10, 34. Right? Then the first item accessed here, you can see first item access here is 10, then 34. Why the other one is not there? 12 is not there. What's the reason? Yes. Why 12 is not there? Because the second one is 0. Second index it will not go to the second index. If you give minus 1 here, see here. So nothing will happen. But if you give blank here, it will automatically reverse. Right? But it will not give an error. Right? But it will not give an error. These things you have to practice, right? These things you have to practice. This is what actually we expected. But even though we have given length of y, still it works. Y length of y also work, length of y minus 1 also. In a reverse loop, both will be accepted. But in a forward loop, it will give index out of range error. Only in forward loop.
What's the forward?
Sorry?
When y comes forward, it's forward loop.
So yes, the forward loop, it will try to access the last item. Right? So here, not this one, right? So forward loop means direct index. Sorry, not forward loop actually. So direct index. If you give the direct index, it will try to access that item and you don't have that item. Therefore, it will give an error. But in a forward loop or reverse loop, so it will not go to access that item. It will just loop through. That's why it's not giving the error. Anyway, in forward loop, last item එකට යන්නෙත් නැහැ. Reverse loop එකෙත් එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Reverse loop එකෙත් it will start from y length of y and it will go one by one. But if you give direct index, then it will give an error. Direct index, it will give an error. So please remember this stuff. මේවා කරලම තමයි මතක තියාගන්න වෙන්නේ. What you have to do is you have to try this and do this. Forward, reverse, how to access one by one, how to go forward, how to go reverse. Likewise, you have to understand. So what will happen if I give like this? If I give print y and I'm given -1, what will be printed? Print y -1. What will be printed? Can you guess? Yes.
Then
it will access from the other end, right? It will access from the reverse end. So if I print -2, what will be printed?
34.
Yes. If it is -3, what will be printed?
12.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in going forward, you can print 0, 1, and 2. I think now you can understand why that giving an error when trying to access third one. Forward it is 0, 1, 2. In reverse it is -1, -2, -3. Can you go move forward like this? By mixing up this, can you give starting index as 0, ending index as -3? Then what will happen? 0 to -3. Sorry, the other way. 2 to -3. What will be printed? 2 to -3. What is 2? What is -3? Will it be printed? So can you tell me what is 2? Y2 is this one, 34. Y -3 is? Y2 is 34. Y -3 is? Yes, that is 12. This is -3. How these are named? So you have to remember, right? So I think thing is you are just doing without understanding. So this understanding part, I left this to you without telling it in the note, because if I give this in the note, so then you will do reverse thing. You will not do the reverse thinking. then there will be issue because reverse thinking is required in learning, right? So otherwise this will become one-way process. So how you start walking? So can you remember how you start walking? Did you go to any class? Hello?
No, sir, self class.
That is self class. Right? So that is called reverse thinking. Reverse thinking means, so initially you fall, right? By falling only, so initially it's not success, no? Initially it's not success. This is now what is happening to you, you are failing. I know that you are failing. So you might disappoint, but that is not the way you should do, right? But failing කියන එක තමයි start එක. ඒතකොට ඔයාලා ඇවිදින්න පටන් ගන්නකොට fail වුණානේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා. pass උනේ. You didn't pass the exam, no? You failed. You fall down. But you have started again because you wanted to do this. Again you fall down. Did you give up?
No.
No. If you give up now, still you are in the bed, right? If you give up, still you are in the bed. So you have to apply the same style here, right? In learning, this is learning. Driving also the same thing. Can you drive initially after learning all the theories in YouTube or somewhere? Can you start driving? No, it doesn't. You can't do like that, right? So initially in the first level of driving, you fail. If you can remember. So, but by failing only you learn. So, but in the exam, you are trying the other way, right? You are trying the other way. You think your teacher should give you everything. Your teacher should give the path to success and you will follow, and then the result will be success. But that will not happen. Right? That's why most of the students fail in the exam, and then in the after failing only they will learn. But don't wait till the exam. Exam එක වෙනකන් ඉන්න එපා fail වෙලා බලන්න. ඔයා ඊට කලින් fail වෙන්න. Exam එකට කලින් fail වෙන්න. Exam එකට කලින් fail වෙන්නේ දැන් ඔය අද fail වුණ විදිහටම තමයි. That means whatever I'm asking, you fail to give the answer. So, but that is good. Because exam එකේ ඔයාලා pass වෙනවනේ දැන් fail වුණාට. හැබැයි ඔයාලා මේ වෙලාවේ pass වෙවි කියන නම් ඔයාලා හිතන් යනවා exam එකේ pass වෙයි කියලා. But ultimately what will happen? You will fail in the exam. Right? So fail now. Right? Fail now and learn. So that is okay. Right? Fail now and learn. I can give this, right? I can give, okay, this is how a list is there. Okay, list has items. So number 2 is item, 3 is item, 6 is another item, 10 is another item, and 90 is another item in the list. Then how to access this? So this is 0th index, first index, second index, third index, and fourth index. And if you go the reverse index in, so this is -1 index, this is -2 index, this is -3 index, reverse indexing, this is -4 index, and this is -5 index. So this is how indexes are put. So now you can answer, but you will pass. I'm sure you will pass now. But the thing is that you will fail in the exam. That's why I didn't mention this in the initial stage. මම පාඩම පටන් ගන්න කලින් මෙහෙම තමයි මේක වෙන්නේ කියලා ඊට පස්සේ යන්නේ ඒකයි. I want you to understand this, not because if I give this theory and whatever, then you will definitely understand. Right? Don't wait this. Don't actually follow this standard traditional spoon feeding method. So this is feeding. Then what you can do, only the things that we have fed. That is the only thing that you can do.
Yeah, true.
So then, so don't just do this, right? Just fail now and pass the exam. Failing now, it's okay. That will disappoint you, but it's temporary disappointment because you will get good result in the exam. But the other one, you will satisfy till the exam. I know I was there in A-level class when I was going A-level tuition. I was really happy in the class, but after the exam, I'm not unhappy. Right? But in the class, I was really happy. So most of the students are like this. A-level karna godal lamai homo tama. In the class, they are happy. If they are unhappy in the class, what will happen?
They'll
Then the particular tuition master will never earn. Right? Right. Therefore, tuition person, tuition master has to use a trick to make their students happy in the class. So most of the teachers are doing this.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the teachers are doing making their children happy in the class. But what will happen in the exam? Then only they will understand they are unhappy. But still they cannot find out the figure. They cannot figure out why they are unhappy. They don't think that's because of the teaching method. They think because we cannot do this. So what we learned was not there in the exam. Right? It's same thing in the exam. Only thing is different way, different mechanism. To learn mechanisms, you have to fail. මොකද එක ෆේල් එකක් කියන්නේ එකෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්න ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ වගේ එකක් දීලා ඔයා බලනවා. So you get nothing, empty. You get nothing, empty. Then you figure out why I got empty. 2 is, 2 is like this. 0, 1, 2, this one. Minus 3 is the same item. 2 and minus 3 is same item here.
So then minus 1 now.
Yes, 2 and minus 1. Yes, 2 and minus 1 same item. Yes, here 0, 1, 2. Because 3 items are there. In case if you have 3 items. So let's draw this for 3 items. So now this is the forward method. But forward method is right. It's having some issues, right? So you will only learn what is taught. 12, 34 and 10. 3, 4 and 10. And then the forward indexes and the reverse indexes minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3 are the reverse indexes. So you tell 2 to 3, 2 to minus 3, and you will get nothing. You may worry, why? 2 to minus 3 valid. 2 to minus 3 valid, but you should know, Python will go forward naturally, but to move reverse, you have to give the step. Right? To move reverse, you have to give the step in. Going forward naturally, it's moving forward naturally, but it's not moving reverse naturally. You have to tell that this is the reverse.
Yes,
minus 1 by minus 1. 2 to minus 3, go minus 1 by minus 1, but still you get 10 and 34. Why? You have to always argue with yourself. You got 10 and 34. I expected 10, 34 and 12, but I got 10 and 34 only. Why? Why? What's the reason? Yes? Any reason?
Because
1034. 1034. Why 12? 12 is not there. 12 is missing. But we said
because you minus it, like you put minus 3.
yes.
Yeah. So
Why it end up with 34 then? Why it didn't access 12?
because go to the table.
Yes.
Yeah. Here under 12 it's minus 3, right?
Yeah, it's minus 3. So if you tell for an example, if you ask this to print minus 3, it's nicely printing 12. Right?
Yeah.
So, but in the range, why it has not come?
Because put it in order. Put it like 2 put it minus 3, minus 1, and then 2.
Minus 3.
Minus 3, minus 1, and then 2.
What's that? Okay, minus 3, minus 1, and then 2.
Yeah.
Step in like 2. Okay. 12, nothing.
Only 12.
So you have to argue with yourselves, right? So what has happened? I can explain this. That doesn't matter. It's easy for me to explain. But I'm cheating. I'm not teaching, I'm cheating. That's it. If I'm doing that, I'm cheating. I want you to understand this, not me. So because the second index, please note the second index. What happened? Yes. What happened if you give the forward one, if you give 0 to the last item, which means 3, 0 to the second item, in forward way, you will get only 2. Because 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 කියලා යන්නේ නැහැ. Because this will stop from 0 and 1. The second index will be always 1 less than the given index. But if you give 0, 3, it will access 0, 1, 2 both. You have to give 1 extra, 0, 1, 2. Because it is less than 3. 0 to less than 3. Again, 0th item, first item, second item with accessing. So that will be applied in the reverse loop also. Reverse loop 2, 1, 2, it will first access this one, then it will access this one, but stop before this one. It will stop before this one. So if you want to access this one, you have to give extra step. That is -4. Did you understand now? Here also you have provided extra step, 0 to 3. Here also you have to provide extra step, 0 to -4. Understood or not? If not, you have to do. What do you think? Right? It's yes, you have to do this. That is the only thing that you can understand, right? මට මේ කොච්චර කරත් වැඩක් නැහැ. ඔයාලට මේක මතක හිටින්නේ නැහැ. මම කරා කියලා මොකද ඔයාගේ ඔළුවට යන්න ඕන. ඔයාම මේක හිතලා තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන. මට පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන් මේක use කරන different methods. But you have to use the trial and error method, try and error method. Try, it will give you an error. Try again, it will give you an error until you understand. Right? When you go forward, how you go forward? You have to tell 0 to 5. Then it will print from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Here the first one, right? The first one, if you give, okay, assume that this is like this is P. If you give P 0 to 5, it will access this index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4th index. But if you give P0 to 4, it will access only 0, 1, 2, 3 because it will stop when it is 4. Got it or not? Right. So you have to always give one more index when given a range. But if you are accessing the item, exact index should be given. Item එකක් access කරනකොට ඒ හරියම index එක දෙන්න ඕන. So if you want to access the fourth item, you have to give 4.
Then it will come as 0, 1, 2, 3, no?
When you give like this.
No, on top.
Yeah, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 2, 3, 6, and 10. 3.
P4 is 3.
Yes, 0. Sorry, 2, 3, 6, and 10. These are the items. These are the indexes. Yeah. Indexes and items, two things, right? Indexes means how you name this. Items means what are the actual values. Okay, let me write this as the last example and show you, try to understand now at least. So actually you have to do this, otherwise you will not understand, right? Please do this. So let's say P equal 2, 3, 6, 10, and 90. So how to access these items? You can say P0. P0 is the first item. Sorry. What is that? Should be capital P. P0 is the first item. And P4 is the last item. 90. But when you are given a range, you have to give like 0 to 5. Then only it will print all the items. Otherwise, if you give 0 to 4, it will access only first 4 items. This is clear. I think you should be able to understand now. So carefully understand, carefully get it to your head. When you set P0, it will access this one. When you say P4, it will access this one. But if you give range, you have to give 0 to 5. Then only it will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and stop when it is 5. This is stopping. Where to stop? Still empty. Still cannot understand. Hello.
So we were like, mic was off and we were talking. Hello?
Hello. Yeah. Can you understand or not? Still not.
Yes, sir. Yes, can.
Right. Okay. So that's what. When given a range, you have to give extra. Okay. So if you are going reverse, what do you have to do? If you access in reverse, the last item will be sorry, P minus 1 is the last item. And what is the first item? What is the first item? Yes. Come on.
First item. So same thing is gonna come now.
No.
Yo,
Then what is the first item?
90,
I'm asking
90.
what is how to access the first item in reverse way.
-4.
4 or
Minus
5?
4. 5. No, 4. No, 5. 5, 5, 5, 5.
5, it's 5. Minus 5
I
is
was
the first
saying the
item.
second one, I'm saying.
Right. How you reverse? How you print in reverse order? You have to tell start from -1.
Using minus.
Yes, up to -5. Will it work?
Yeah. Yeah, it will come 90, 10, 6, 3, 2.
No. It is
No?
nothing. It
Oh,
is
no.
nothing. Why? Because I said naturally it will not reverse. You have to give step in.
Then each by each, like, oh.
You have to give step in. නෑ ඉස්සරහට යනවා හරි ඉස්සරහට යනවා තමයි එකකින් එක පිටිපස්සට එකකින් එක එන්නේ නෑ පිටිපස්සට
Then
එකකින් එක එන්න නම් කියන්න ඕන එක්ස්ට්‍රා කියන්න ඕන -1 යන්න කියලා then only it will come reverse.
Sir, but only 4 digit came now.
Yes, why? Because this is again you have to give -6.
Oh.
That extra digit is not given. That's why it's 4. දැන් මෙතන අපි extra digit එකක් දුන්නනේ ඉස්සරහට යන්න. බිංදුව ඉඳන් 5 වෙනකන් යන්න කියලා කිව්වනේ 4 තිබ්බට අන්තිමට මේ. මෙතන 4 තිබ්බට අපි කියවනේ බිංදුව ඉඳන් 5 වෙනකන් යන්න කියලා go forward. So similar to that, the first digit is -1. This one is -1. Then this reverse order එකට හරි first digit is -1. The last digit is -5. But if you give 1 to -5, nothing will happen. 1 to -5, -1, then it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, -2, -3, -4. Right? It will not print -5. Why? Because you given less than -5. අනිත් පැත්තට less than greater than -5. You have to give extra bit, extra digit to get the range. This part you have to understand. Do or die, you have to do this. Understood or not? Or you have to try. Give a try, okay? So please give a try. Right? Otherwise, so index name in and index accessing. When accessing range, what you have to do? Accessing range, you have to give extra. That is for the second digit, right? Not to the first digit. Second digit එකෙන් කියන්නේ 0 ඉඳන් පහට වඩා අඩු වෙන තුරු. Not 5, right? 0 up to 5 නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. 0 less than 5. එතකොට මේ පැත්තෙන් කියන්නේත් ඒ වගේ -1 greater than -5. Not up to -5. From -1 greater than -5. That means -1, 2, 3, 4 විතරයි යන්නේ. That's why you got this one. -1, 2, 3, 4. But when you give -6, it will start from -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Then -6 is the limit. So when it is -6, it will stop. Please understand this. Okay, with that, I'm going to stop for today. So please do this, right? Please do this. I'll upload the video. Please do this and try to understand by yourself. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay.